For disciples of Jesus, living in the present world is shaped by three horizons. First, we, along with everybody else, recognize the present creation is filled with violence and suffering. It is filled with evil. The human condition is far from ideal, as racism, homophobia, sexism, murder, and injustice appear at every turn. Moreover, tsunamis, earthquakes, tornadoes, and hurricanes leave a path of destruction in their wake. As the Apostle Paul put it, the creation has been subjected to futility or frustration. The creation has not yet yielded its full promise, but lives in a bondage given over to decay. Consequently, even the creation itself, along with all humanity, groans for liberation. It groans for redemption. At the same time, though groaning with the creation, disciples of Jesus also experience joy and hope because new creation has already begun, and even now we enjoy the fruit of God's redemptive work. For example, we already experience redemption through the presence of the indwelling Holy Spirit, who is the first fruit of a coming harvest. By the presence of the Spirit, we already participate in the new creation. The Holy Spirit knows our hearts, searches them, and intercedes for us. The Holy Spirit groans with us and also secures our hearts through the hope of redemption and liberation. While we groan over the brokenness and violence that is still part of the present creation, we also may know peace, joy, and hope by the presence of the Spirit in our hearts. We groan because we have not yet fully experienced the promise of a new creation. At present, the creation groans in its bondage, and we groan over the evil in the world as well as our own suffering. Nevertheless, we are rescued through this groaning by hope, which is poured into our hearts by the power of the Holy Spirit. Our hope is the future redemption of our bodies and the resurrection, as well as the future liberation of creation. We hope for the fullness of new creation, when God will renew the present creation and rid it of its evils, sufferings, and chaos. While we have not yet experienced this future, it is our hope. Because God has raised Jesus from the dead and poured the Spirit into our hearts, we wait in hopeful expectation for that future. We wait. That is the difficult part. Waiting involves endurance because our hopes and dreams are not immediately realized, and sometimes it seems they are mere illusions, the product of self-deception and wishful thinking. Waiting is a process of endurance drawn from the witness of the Spirit in our hearts, who orients us to the future God is preparing for us. But waiting is hard. This is one reason disciples of Jesus live under three horizons. On the one hand, we acknowledge the reality of the present evil age, and we suffer because of it. Yet on the other hand, we already know the joy of the presence of the Holy Spirit in our hearts, which enables our endurance. But, and this is the third horizon, we do not yet fully experience what God has in store for us. We live in between the times. We name the evil of the age, while we at the same time know the joy of the Spirit as we await the future.